Alright guys, for coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. If you like this video, I invite you to like the video, and if you want to, please subscribe to the page. It's always by choice, never by force. So my last couple of videos have been about the whole coronavirus because I'm really trying to get to the bottom of it, because of the simple fact that it just pretty much popped out of nowhere in such a strong strand of it. There's always been different type of coronavirus, but this one is a very strong strand of it that has really ravaged a lot of things, and has changed the daily routine of most people. And so this is why I'm kind of just going on and on about it because, honestly, when you really look at the spectrum of things, that's all you pretty much are hearing right now in the mainstream media. This, for me, I did not expect this thing to, how should I say it, take such a media, basically take over the media. Because, when you really look at it, the only way that you're going to get other kind of news is if you have an app which will give you the kind of news that you're looking for, be it sports, be it something like that, that is specific. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things with this. First and foremost, as I said before, it's just another reminder, fortify your body for the simple fact that you're not really going to get anywhere in a hospital, especially in California if you're over here. Because I'm seeing different reports about how the medical staffs in these hospitals are managing this thing, and this one can only draw the conclusion that they really don't know how to manage this. And that's just what it is. When you even look in Spain, they're doing something very messed up. I just got a call from a family member who's over there right now, and they said that hospitals over there, they're being selective on who they give respirators to. So if you're 65 and over, you're out of luck. They're gonna favor younger people in this. And so that just tells you what kind of time they're on and how they're dealing with it, which is not good. And so we go back to the United States, and how they're dealing with it is not good either. They're dealing with it in quite a crappy manner. And all I can really say is that by building your immune system up, you can possibly beat it. And I'm not a medical professional. I'm not saying that, that you shouldn't seek medical attention, but you should do your utmost to try to avoid seeking medical attention, because chances are it's not going to be really enough adequate medical attention. And this brings me to my next point that I want to bring to the table. If you've been rocking with me for a while, you know that I have an internationalist view when it comes to the political spectrum. I align myself with people who are doing the right things and whose intentions are pure, and who abuse power. And again, I have to say, I found that in Cuba. I found that in Venezuela as well. And I find that in Dominica and Antigua. If we're talking about places on this side of the Atlantic. However, as I said in the past, these countries have one thing in common. The United States doesn't like them. And the reason why the United States doesn't like them is not because it's a just reason, it's because they don't want to confine to what the United States wants to. The rest of these other nations, African nations included, unfortunately, will bend over backwards for these Western countries. As a result of that, they find themselves in sensitive positions. They find themselves in positions where people are so desperate to leave that they're willing to risk their life in order to make a better living. An example just happened recently with a Ghanaian woman who I believe lost her life in Lebanon because she was working as a housemaid or something, because that's what they do. You know, in these Middle Eastern countries, they solicit Asians, solicit Africans to go over there and work as domestic help, and they're being told that they're going to get money and that they will have money to be sent back to their families, but most of the time it's a system of slavery that they're getting in. And once they get there, their passports get taken, all types of things happen to them, horrible things happen, you know, and part of it, a big part of it is because of these African nations not providing infrastructure needed for the general masses of Africans to get what they need to do, get what they need to get in order to live a dignified life. But let me go back to Cuba, okay? Shout outs to Cuba for how they're dealing with the coronavirus. They're using science and they're using solidarity, and they're identifying what the problems are and they're taking the necessary steps to solve those problems. And it just shows the resilience of the Cuban people who have been under a blockade for, I think, more than a decade now. And they're still managing to provide what's necessary to combat this thing, even under the unfortunate circumstances they are in. It just reminds me kind of what I read in Rick Ross's memoir, and this could be very well the case for Cuban people, is that they thrive off of adversity. You know, maybe, you know, even having these blockades and things like that, they thrive off of it. Maybe it drives them to succeed, to show the world that humanity matters more than material things. Now, here's another thing that happened that I've read. I don't know how true it is. It came from the BBC, but they said that corona cases in the United States have surpassed those that are in China. Okay. Another thing I read in a Spanish article is that the United States is trying to get countries to not use Cuban doctors as a means of combating this problem. So this is how much the hatred of the United States is for that place. And the hatred had to do, I believe, in large with Trump not being able to build a hotel there. But also you have to keep in mind that at the Bay of Pigs, the United States got their ass whooped too, right? They funded a bunch of disgruntled Cubans who were anti-Castro, but they still got their ass whooped, you know what I mean? And so with this being said, another thing that happened was that Donald Trump indicted Nicolas Maduro as a narco-terrorist and just that he's wanted and that if anybody brings him it's $15 million you get. It's like, you're so busy trying to grab guns and butter in Venezuela, but you're not taking care of the bigger problem over here with this virus. Because I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I'm going to keep it completely a buck with you. But the energy here has me walking around with my guard even higher now, okay? And it's like at a point where I'm like, if you're not from if you're not on my kind of like energy or my kind of time, I'm kind of distancing myself even more now, you know, because of this different energy that this virus has presented. But I will say one more thing and end it on this note. God does what he wills no matter what. And this right here is a test for us. And how we react to this test is going to determine how we come out of it. Are we going to come out of it better or are we going to come out of it worse? And on top of that, hopefully, and I'm talking mostly to my fellow black people, that hopefully in the midst of this we find opportunity, that we harness the new skill, that we learn something that can take us higher, that we discover a talent we never had before, because we do have time on our hands. Well, some of us do, not all of us. And that talent can turn around and be something great, life-changing. But that's all I got for now. You know, I just want to say that this country has really no right to tell another country what doctors to use or what doctors not to use. And, you know, I really despise Trump. I really despise the administration. I really despise these politics here. As I said in previous videos, I'm neither a Democrat nor a Republican. I'm a radical, okay? That's what I call myself, a radical. And I'm going to show y'all something in the next couple of videos that will put all these trolls to rest who say, oh, he's not African, this, that, and the other. I'm going to show you something that's going to put that stupidness to rest very, very soon. And then you can just go ahead and pout in your basement after I show it. But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now. Full of signing out. Inshallah. Just want to add to this video that I just read some news that United States has now surpassed Italy with confirmed cases of the coronavirus. So yeah, we can thank the Trump administration with how they deal with it. You know what I mean? But this is supposed to be a forward, progressive country, and the way it's looking is it's doing things quite backwards dealing with this problem. Another thing I read was that Bill Gates said that basically the virus could have a devastating effect on China, on Africa, worse than China, almost like he wanted it to happen. But guess what, Mr. Gates? This country has the devastating effect more than China. So never try to use your words to fulfill the agenda, which is not going to be fulfilled. Although you want it to be fulfilled, it's not going to be fulfilled. And you can send him this video as well, because I have no respect for him.